Hey everybody, Owen here from Gaming with the Cooler, and I'm here with Ash, and we're at the co-op to play a new game. This is Rogue Stars. It is another game from Osprey Publishing.
Yep, Osprey War Games in this case.
War Games, that's what it is, yeah. And they are the guys who did Frostgrave, so if you like Frostgrave, this is nothing like Frostgrave.
This is Andreas Filigoy? Andreas Filigoy? I'm not really sure if I'm saying that right. I'm probably not.
It is a warband game in space. You're going to have 4 to 6 miniatures in your team. You can gain experience. You have tons of skills to customize your models with, and pretty complicated missions. So we're going to show you our teams that we've made up, and then I'm going to explain the rules as we go. So I'll show you the teams. So this game, like Frostgrave, is basically free-use models. Use what you like.
Model neutral.
Yeah, model neutral. So this is the 4-man team that I have created. Up first, we have the Major. Now, she is a hero, which is a skill, along with having ambidexterity. She can choose 2 one-handed weapons, and she's actually, we've played one game on Ash's channel, and she got some experience and picked up 2 submachine guns. So she's dual-wielding submachine guns, and she's wearing a stealth suit. She's also a marksman, so she gets bonuses to trying to hit, and a weapon master, only level 1, though, so she can use her submachine guns in combat and not be penalized too badly by it. To her right, we have the Chief. He is basically a fast, heavy power armored weapon master using a big force sword, and he just runs and fights. And then we have our 2 bots that are diminutive. Here, let's list this up. Diminutive, Tech 1, artificial, so they count as being robot people. They're non-reactive, and they have claws with fast, medic, and danger sense, so they can't be surprised when people come after them out of hidden. Lots of skills to go through. When you build your list, you basically can build between 30 and 70 points. You have to have 4 to 6 people in your party.
Theme.
And you pick a theme. So this theme that I took was the Star Cops. The warband I took rather was the Star Cops, and the theme I took was Hard to Kill.
That's your tactic. So your theme is Star Cops, and your strategy, is Hard to Kill.
There we go. So Hard to Kill basically means it. So throughout the game, up to 3 times, I can just shrug wounds off of my guys, and they're also harder to get wounded.
It's really good.
Which I think I started forgetting about halfway through your game. But it is what it is, because there was a lot of charts. That's how this game basically functions, but I'll show you that once we start rolling dice.
And here's the crew of the USG Callion. So this is my theme crew. They're miners. They work for the CEC, the Concordat Energy Company or something like that. They mine asteroids. You'll see the theme as we go through. This is Chen, security guard for the CEC. Johnson, another security guy. He's got a submachine gun. He's a medic, and he's got a Kevlar vest. And then this fellow over here has got a marksmanship, I think. He's got marksmanship, submachine gun, light combat dress, which means he's wearing actual battle armor. And then he's also got a level of marksman. They all have levels of tough, because I have to when I take the theme for miner. Take a level of tough for everybody. Which means that they all start off the gate at 8 experience. So I kind of flatten my experience. So we got Isaac here. He's an engineer. He's got 3 levels of tech, a laser pistol. He's tough 2, because I don't know if you know the video game I'm referencing here, but he's really tough. He's a weapon master level 2, and he's a hero. So just like Kusanagi, or not, the Major over there, not Kusanagi, but she is Kusanagi. We've got, this is sort of like the hero in the warband that's good at doing things. And we've got Zach Hammond. He's wearing a spacesuit on top of that. Zach Hammond, he's in light combat dress. He's the leader. He's got leadership skill. He's a marksman. He's tough as well, with a SMG and light combat dress. And then Kendra Daniels, the Great Betrayer. She's tough 1, tech 2, medic 1, slug pistol, and a Kevlar vest. And that's my 5-man. See, mine are kind of more evenly distributed. So Owen's got 2 big characters and the 2 little bots. I have 1 medium-sized character and then 4 sort of 30 to 40 XP characters.
Yeah.
So I end up with an extra activation.
So your people outside of Isaac are equivalent to the bots.
Yeah.
Essentially, the bots don't have guns; they just have their claws. But then my other 2 guys basically outclass. And now the Major
seriously outclass.
The Major's really good.
The Major's got lots of stuff to do with guns.
Yeah.
Which is pretty great.
So the table we're going to be playing on, this is the board we've got. Now in the center of there's this little piece of terrain. This roof comes off, and there's a console inside. Ash is the attacker in this case, so he's going to be deploying along this line. I'm going to be deploying opposite on each of our base lines, is what the term is in the game. There's a console inside that he needs to hack. In order to successfully do so, he's got to spend 2 actions and roll tech checks at 14 or higher. If he fails to do so, I will score points. If he succeeds on both, then he will score points. He gets 8.
Yeah, and you can't take it away from me. So once I've done it,
it's done.
It's done. And once you've stopped me, it's done.
Yeah.
And then you get 2 points for every guy that you kill out of action.
And you get 1.
And I get 1. So
Yeah.
the emphasis is on me trying to do this. And that's our mission. So before we started the game, we rolled off to see who the attacker was, and I won.
Yeah.
And so I got to roll on the mission chart, and then you got to roll on the location and the complication charts.
So the location is an ice world, essentially. So everything is frozen right now. If you try and run or sprint, which is an action you can take, you have the risk of falling down. There's a roll. If you roll an under 8, you're going to slip and fall.
And that's a big deal in a game where you only move 2 inches per action.
Yes. Running and sprinting is very good.
It's very common.
There's another level of movement that I'm forgetting because there's 4 of them.
No, there's 3.
Oh, that's 2, 4, 6. Yeah, that's right.
It's walk, run, or sprint, and you don't get any fast bonuses to walk either. So that means everybody's moving 2.
Unless you're willing to risk the 8 or less fall down.
Yeah, and go prone.
Yeah. So other than that, it is also very cold today. The weather kicked up on this ice world.
It's nighttime on this mining planet.
Yeah, and basically anyone who is a reptiloid, so all the reptilian factions that you could have created, they would have had non-reactive, which is a negative reaction roll.
That's right.
We're not reptile people.
No, nobody's a reptile here, so it doesn't really affect us at all.
Nope. And so other than that, we roll to see who's got first, I believe.
Nope, the defender deploys first, and then the attacker deploys on their baseline.
Yeah. It's also snowing out right now, so you're actually on 7s, you're going to fall down. Or sorry, you need to roll...
It's 8s to fall down, but climbing or moving through difficult terrain is at -1 to the target numbers.
Well, no, because its terrain tests are -1, and it's a terrain test of 8. It's target number 8 terrain test in order to see if you fall, so you'd actually need to roll a 9 or better to not fall down. So, here we are deployed, just in a little group along the edge here, and then far across the board, we have the miners. And then you have first turn, so... You can activate a model.
So what happens is I get to choose either to do 1, 2, or 3 actions with each model. And I pick which model I want to do. Now every action is going to give me a stress marker, and that makes it harder for me to activate later on.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start off by activating Isaac. Now he normally needs an 8+. Everyone's an 8+ to activate. But he's a hero, so he gets +3 to all his activation rolls.
So he needs to roll a 5 or better.
Every 5 is a success. So they're all successes. I get a critical on top of that, which means I can roll an additional dice to see if I get an additional free action.
Or not get a stress for doing it.
Or not get a stress for doing it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose not to get a stress.
Yeah.
I only get 2 stress from doing this, and make 3 actions. Now, I am going to sprint.
Okay.
I'm going to try and do it. So I'm going to sprint once for 6.
Yep. So target number...
So 8+, I'm okay, but it's a 9+ because...
It's snowing out.
It's snowing out.
You're
okay.
good.
I'm going to sprint again.
Yep. This is your second
Icy. This is my second action.
Roll that 9.
9+.
Slips and falls.
Slips and falls. So my last action, I'll just stand up from prone.
Yeah, and you'll have 2 on you.
2 on me because one of them didn't cause any stress.
And so he's fallen.
And if I'd fumbled that and rolled a 1, I would actually drop a piece of equipment too. So I'd like to slip and drop my laser rifle, which is hilarious.
Yep.
So now I'm going to go again with him. So I'm at 2 stress level, which means I'm -2 to my rolls, but I'm still a hero. So I'm +3, which nets it at +1. So now I'm going to try and do 3 actions.
Needing 7s instead of 5s.
7s, you got it.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. So I'm going to run. All right, I'm going to run, not sprint. 4 inches.
Up to the entrance.
Up to the entrance here. Target number
9.
9.
Good.
Good. Then I'm going to walk 2 and get into base space with the console. So I'm at 4 stress.
And then last one.
Last one, I'm going to attempt to interact with the object.
You need an 11.
I need an 11. Let's do it. I'm tech level
3, right?
3. That's right.
You need an 11.
I need 11.
You got it. So that's
got it. 1 of 2.
Yeah, he's got to do it again. And if he fails, he's not going to get any bonus experience.
Now, if I fail any of these rolls now, what's going to happen is I'm going to give dice to Owen, and his guys are going to come rushing over here. So
and we're going to rush.
And they will rush.
The
fast,
chief will sprint across the street.
Sprint and hopefully not fall. I'm going to try again though. So now I'm target number 10 because I'm 5 stress +3 for being a hero.
10s.
And this guy is 10s. Oh, and I give Owen 3 actions. No fumbles though. So he gets 3 dice, but he activates on 10s instead of on 8s because he's doing reactions instead of actions.
So we're going to do 1 attempt.
You do 1 at a time.
To steal the initiative.
Okay, sure.
And then 2 of them are going to go to the chief.
Okay.
So the initiative steal is on a 16, and it'll become my turn.
That's right.
And I get +1 for each stress or pin on his side of the board.
That's right.
So I need an 11, and I steal the initiative.
Oh, so what happens is I scrape off all my stress,
and the
turn goes over
becomes
to
to
Owen.
me.
So you lose your other reaction dice.
Yeah. Now we get to go with the chief. So he's going to try and activate. He needs 8s to activate because he doesn't have hero or anything like that.
Ooh.
So I crit fail, I fail, and I succeed. Okay. So the crit failure basically means he's going to get 2 reaction attempts.
That's right.
And the crit one can either give him +2 on a dice roll.
Yep.
or he can do it for free.
And I'm going to use the crit to try and steal back the initiative. So
Okay.
it'll be on a 14 instead of a 16 because I get +2. And I fail. And then I'm going to try and give him an action. Now it'll be on a 10, goes to 7 because he's a hero.
Yep.
And it does. And I'm going to try and interact with this object again.
Needing an 11.
Needing an 11. We do.
And he gets it.
So we've now successfully turned this on. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Which means the onus is on you to kill me.
The onus was always on you.
That's true.
All right, well, the Chief is going to come sprinting.
Sprint.
He is fast level 2, so he gets +2 inches on his movement.
Yep.
So he's going to sprint 8 up to here.
And then make his test. He's going to go back to only 2
See
inches,
if he
though.
slips and falls. Yep.
He does. So actually go back to 2 inches because you moved 2.
Normal terrain test, if you're just, for example, doing a move through terrain, you'd move 2 inches. But because of the way this functions is that you're slipping at the end. Like, basically, imagine you go to run, you slip, and you slide.
Yeah, and he just keels over.
Yeah. I didn't crit fail, though, so there is that. I'm going to get 1 stress.
You got it. I'm going to stress 2, sorry, for my reaction.
And then I'm going to try and activate him on 3 again, this time on 9s. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, you got it.
So we're going to 1 to stand up. And then we're going to sprint to the door here, basically get off the ice.
Row.
I'm going to just go there so I don't fall.
Yep.
Do I fall on my way? No, I do not.
Do not.
And my last action is going to be a move. I walk 6.
Oh, that's right, because you're... No, you only walks are always 2. You only
Sorry,
add fast.
I'll run then while I'm inside.
Okay.
And run to you.
Sounds good.
Normally a walk would be 2, but fast makes me fast. And he's got 4 on him now. We'll try and activate 2 more times on 12s. We get 1, you get 1.
Okay, I am going to... I guess try and break off. Or I could try and melee you.
Do it. Okay, so with his 1 attempt to try and do something, he's going to try and steal the initiative. Needing a 12.
Nope.
Fail. And then my 1 action, I am going to swing at you with my sword. Going to melee. The way attacks work, period, just attacks, is there's a number of different charts that you can go to. So in this case, I would take a look at the melee combat chart. Now, Ash has printed off a number of these because there's a lot of book flipping otherwise. And basically, you have all of the modifiers that affect yourself, and then the target modifiers. There is one note that I would make about this. There's
typo.
There's a typo, essentially, that I understand, as far as I understand it.
Yeah, because it would make it harder for you to hit with a penalty on your opponent, which makes no sense.
Because or it changes its mind about how the rolls work.
That's
but
right.
basically, each of these are the modifier to the roll that you're making. So in order to call a shot, so I want to hit him in the face, right?
-6.
It would subtract 6 from my roll. The target effects, so for example, my opponent is prone, it's implying that I get +2 to my roll, which is good. But then, why would them being good at martial arts also add to my roll?
That's right.
So clearly that's supposed to be a negative, and pinning makes it so your person's worse at fighting, they're basically nervous.
Yeah.
That should add to your roll, not subtract.
So the pin should be a...
Plus, and the target weapon master martial arts should be a minus.
Yep, you got it.
So that's how we've been playing it. It may be that that's ruled as it's supposed to be.
But you being a good fighter, making it easier for me to hit you makes no sense.
Yeah, if you're good at fighting and I get better at fighting you because you're good at fighting...
And the more you shoot bullets at me, I get better at fighting too.
Yeah,
also
exactly.
doesn't make a lot of sense.
So I would need base target number is 10. You have martial arts 2.
Yep.
I also have weapon master.
I have Weapon Master 2. So you have Weapon Master 2 as well.
Yeah, we're both weapon master 2, so we're just 0. I just need to roll a 10.
10 plus.
I do not.
You don't crit fail.
Which would have been
You
unfortunate
could
for
have
my
dropped your
sword.
sword. That's
Yep.
right.
So after that, I'm going to switch over and activate the major. She has hero, just like Isaac does, and activates on 5s. We're going to go for 3.
Oh,
Another
crit
crit
fail.
Man. Try and seize the initiative. Now, normally he would need an 11 because he's got +5, but crit gives him +2 on the roll.
That's right.
9.
Got it.
It's initiative switch. He keeps that one on his
I do.
Isaac, but my chief gets all of his abilities back.
He's going to go. This is, what's his name?
Generic guy.
Generic guy. No, that's Chen. He's going to go. He's going to do 2 actions.
On 8s. Fail,
Last one,
succeed.
fail one. So fails on you.
I'm going to try and do a reaction with the chief.
And melee.
He fails.
Okay.
You need a 10 to react base.
And you've got how many? Oh, you got no stress. That's right.
That's right, because I just switched.
Okay.
And you're going to
sprint
sprint.
over to here.
Do you fall on a 9?
I fall down.
Yep.
I do. So he's prone.
He's prone and has 1 stress on him. Activate him again while he's laying down.
On a 9.
Crit
Crit
fail.
fail. So it's over to you.
I am going to try and get 2 reactions out of that, because it's a crit failure. I can try and do 2, essentially. And we're going to try and activate the chief once
only
again.
one's free, though, so roll them separately.
That's right. So the one that I will pay for succeeds,
Yep.
and the one that's free succeeds.
Yep.
So I'm going to get 1 stress, first off, because I'm going to swing my sword on a 10. Miss,
Fail.
and then second swing on a 10. Okay.
All right.
Next one.
Just gonna stand up.
Spend 1 to stand up.
Can't stress.
When's gonna go?
Yep. He's got 3. He's gonna try and do on 8s.
Crit fail, and a fail. Okay.
You can go for 2 free dice and then 3 other dice.
So I'm gonna just start with the paid one
Sure.
on a swing on an 11.
Nope.
No. Okay. Well, we're gonna switch over to the major.
Okay.
So she's gonna do the first one of the crit fail on a. She would normally need a 10. She's a hero, so she needs a 7.
Sure.
She'll succeed, and she is going to sprint 6.
Remember, you have potentially 5 actions here.
Yes.
Okay.
4 actions. I failed one with him already.
That's right. Yeah.
So this will be the first one.
But the 2 crit fails
Could turn into 4.
could turn into 4s. This
So I
is
have
a,
4.
this is a non. This is one that doesn't stress you. This is one that does stress
This is
you.
one that does. Yeah.
Okay.
Now the next one I'm gonna try. Oh, I'll see if I fall.
What you do?
I do. Boop.
Ouch.
So we're gonna try and do the second one. This is the second part of the crit
will
that would
stress
cost me nothing.
Okay.
And
Fail.
I'm going to fail because I have 1 on me now.
Yep.
And then the next one that would pay for, I pass. So I'm going to stand up for 1. And then the third free one, I'm going to pass. And I am just going to sprint again.
Sprint again. Okay.
Just sprint to this box. This is the free one. Do I fall down?
You do.
Yeah.
1 to 9.
Slips again. He's going to try and activate
Yeah.
now.
He's on
Needing
5.
6s.
6s because he's got 1 stress.
1 fail, 2
1, 2.
success.
Yep.
Gonna try and activate the chief. He does.
Okay.
He's gonna swing at you again. He does.
Hits.
Now I
Difference of 6.
succeeded by 6. So we take a look at the damage chart. Now this chart is basically how much you succeeded by will modify where you're allowed to hit. So basically torso, arm, or leg in this case.
Yep.
I'm gonna take a swing at your arm because I want to break your pistol hand before you swing at me.
Thing.
So now we roll for damage against yourself. Now I have a weapon that does damage 4.
Yeah.
And what is the armor on your arm?
1 plus 2 levels of tough is going to give me a difference
Effectively
of 3.
3.
So I'm minus 1 to my roll here.
Yeah.
Low is bad. But I get an 18.
18.
So it's just a stun marker.
So you take 1 pin marker.
Yeah, pin marker, sorry.
Entirely possible for him to just immediately die from
Or
it.
lob off my arm.
Pretends to hit.
First one.
Hits.
Hits by 3. So I'm going to hit your chest,
Torso.
I think. Yep, it's going to have to be. Your armor 7.
Your damage 4. So I'm plus 3 on my
Plus
roll.
3, it's right. 6.
Which
That's
is
bad.
awful
so
again. 1 pin, 1 wound, and a serious damage to my chest. So serious damage is an additional pin, and I'm knocked prone.
Uh-oh.
So he's going to get knocked down. I'm going to shrug the wound because we're hard to kill.
That's right.
Which actually makes it a 7 that I rolled, but it's the same effect.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to take a wound, but I'll take 2 pins.
Yeah. So now that you're knocked prone, if I can get a serious wound to your torso, well, I can always pick your torso though. That's 1 additional wound if you go prone.
There you go.
If you're prone, you go into action.
He's just going to take a swing now. I have 2 pins on me, so he's going to get plus 2 to his roll effectively.
That's right. So
you're going to need 8s
8
instead
to
of
hit
10.
you this time. Actually, I'm at plus 4 because you're prone as well.
Oh, there you go.
So
you need
I get a
6.
16
You beat
total?
me by... Yes.
He's on plus 4.
You beat by 6.
Yeah. So beat it by 6. So I can do torso, armor, leg.
My legs are only armor 5, and so are my arms.
They're only armor 5.
Hard to kill you from the arm, though. The limbs don't
I need
take.
to crit you, basically.
He's going for the torso once again. I'm still armor 7, and so
Yep.
plus 3 on the roll. 15, which will be superficial damage and 1 pin. So I'm going to get another pin on me, and superficial damage means you could tear my suit.
Make you drop your sword.
You can make me drop my sword and knock it 3 inches away.
That's what we'll do.
So, because I have a big sword, it slides across the floor, basically.
So we'll throw it over here.
Yeah. Try and activate again, this time on 8s.
Now you're on prone, so I think I can just run away from you.
You can just walk away if I'm prone. Yeah.
I'm looking for 8s.
Fail, crit fail, and another one.
Yeah.
So I'm going to use that crit to try and shift the initiative, because you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So 10.
So I'm going to need an 8, because I'm going to use the plus 2 for the crit.
Yeah.
And we're going to steal it.
Okay, it's over to you.
So first thing we're going to do is try and activate the chief. And we're going to go on 10s on 3 dice. And you need to wake up, buddy. 1.
I get 2.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to have Isaac go.
Sure. Try and activate Isaac on 7s.
On 7s, because I'm plus 3, because I'm a hero.
Gets
Go,
2.
4, just to the edge of this, because that way he's
Not slipping and
not
sliding.
slipping and sliding, yep. And then he'll run 6,
And sprint across the water.
and maybe slip and slide. 1 to 8.
Slips.
He falls
and
down.
he's prone.
Ouch.
And that's how that goes. I'm going to spend my action to just stand up.
Makes sense.
And he'll be on a third one now.
Like a thief in the night.
We're going to activate the commander, or the major rather, and she's going to activate on 7s as opposed to 8 because she has 2. She's going to get 2 and you get 1.
Okay, I'm going to activate Isaac.
On a 9.
Yep, and he does. He's going to stand up.
For 1 more. She's going to spend 1 to stand up. And then the second one, she is going to do a run, just around the corner essentially.
Okay, and test to see if she falls.
See if she falls. No.
Nope, she's good.
Try and activate her 1 more time. And by 1 time, I mean 3.
3 dice.
Because she needs 9s to activate. 1 crit, and you get 1.
Okay, I'm going to activate Isaac.
Sure.
10.
Go, Isaac, go.
Does.
Gets it.
He's going to run.
Run, Isaac! Goes 6.
6. Over to here.
Does he slip and fall?
Does he slip and fall? Yep.
Yes, and he falls and drops his gun.
He drops his gun. His gun's on the ground.
And then she's just going to sprint into the room with the crit. Now, the crit will mean that I don't have to get a stress token for doing this. I had the option to try and get
You still might
another one.
fall, though.
Yep, so we might fall at the end of my run.
Yep.
And I do, and I
you
crit.
dropped your gun!
So I'm going to drop one of my machine guns, and then I'm going to use my action to just stand back up again.
And leave your machine gun at base to base?
Yeah.
Okay. I like it.
Activate her... No. We're going to try and activate her little speed twins. Come on, buddy. Get all 3. 8s. 1, 2, 3.
Hey, you got it.
Now, diminutive guys actually have -1 of their movement, but this little fella is fast 3. So he is going to go sprinting 8.
Whee!
And he's going to slip and slide as
First
he goes.
one. Don't fall over.
Wha- Nope.
Second one.
Second one.
This guy's speedy fast.
Run into the door.
Don't fall over. Whoop, 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 whoop.
Slip.
Down he
Yeah,
goes.
down he goes. And then
one
last
stands
one will
up.
stand up.
Okay.
So he's got 3 on him. And then we're going to try and activate his slightly slower friend on 8.
Oh,
Wow, that's that.
all right. We're going to do 1, 2, 3.
Okay. On
And,
10s.
this one's a 10.
Yep.
Leave the board. This one's a 10. Nope. And this one's a 10. I'll do him, actually. Yep.
He has no stress. Yep. 10.
Nobody's stressed. He's just run off the board.
He can sprint away.
I don't think he can fall at the end of his move. He's off the board.
Yep. Well, let's just activate the chief again. Or rather, not the chief. We're going to activate the major. She's going to be on 10s. Because she has 5 right
she's
now.
got 5.
10s. 1, 2.
Okay, I'm going to try and seize the initiative.
Sure.
You've got 3 8s.
Lots.
13.
Nope. Going to pick up her machine gun.
Yeah.
No, she's not. She'll just use 1.
Okay.
She's going to just walk to here
Okay.
as a 2. And then second action, she's going to shoot that girl.
Shoot Kendra.
So I'm going to be shooting at basically 2 range bands further than 8, which is -2 to my shot. There's a little bit of intervening cover for -3 to my shot. And because I'm double tapping with my submachine gun, it's going to be -5, but I have marksmanship 3. So it's -2, so I'm going to need 12s on each dice.
TN10. Go for it.
Blam, blam.
Oh! Did you
Okay.
run out of bullets?
Do we run out of ammo? No, the gun malfunctions and needs to be fixed.
So your only good gun is now.
Well, that happened.
They're so mad. These
Let's have
cops are so mad.
11s on our fixer bot. I get 1, you get 1.
Okay, I'm going to try and seize the initiative.
You crit 1 it again?
No, but I get it this time. 'Cause
Probably.
you're At plus
3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
Yeah. And even 1.
So all these go away, though. You want to go?
Kendra's going to go. 2 actions. 8 plus.
Fail,
Get 1
succeed.
failance. So somebody can do 1 thing.
Um,
You try and seize them. 12.
sure.
I have 4.
12. Yep.
Yes. Goes back.
Stay with us. You're just going to go?
Fix it.
We're going to have little bot go.
Yeah, he's going to go try and fix it.
He's going to take 2 actions on 8s.
8.
Fail, fail.
Okay. Isaac's going to go.
Try and activate Isaac
Try
on
to do both.
5s.
On 5s.
Or sorry, it's not 5s, but you're still good.
It's on 7s, sorry.
It's on 7s.
He'll stand up for 1, and then he'll run for 1. Whoop, get off the board.
Yep. Have little bot go again. Pass, pass.
Yep, you go.
So he's going to move up to the major, and he's going to try and fix her gun, because
Fix
he's
her
a
gun.
little tech fella. So it's target number 10. He's tech 1, so he needs a 9. Nope. He doesn't fix it. Way to go, scrub. We're going to just activate the major.
Okay.
3 actions on 5s. I failed 2.
She on a 10. Kenner on a 10.
Yep.
Off the board. Whoop.
And
On a
then
10.
he's off the board. And that's the game. So you escape. Because
We hacked the
we could
planet.
not keep our shit together.
Because all your guns are lying on the ground.
All right, well, nobody got hurt.
We'll talk about the post game.
All right, so that is the end of the game. It was a fairly combat light game because the
Smash and
terrain.
grab.
Yeah, it was run up, grab the thing, and then get away. Now
that is this game.
that is the game.
Because if you go and look at the one that we played to the death, and I was like party wiped. Because you just get party wiped if you lose, basically.
Everybody died.
And you lose all your upgrades, you lose all the XP you've earned. Now, you don't really die, because everyone just clones and comes back when the game's over. But you lose all your progress. You've gained. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you go back to how you started the game. Which isn't bad. Like, this guy has one upgrade from Fast 2 to Fast 3.
Yeah.
So it's not that, like, a huge loss, but the more games you play, you're going to lose more and more as the game is lost.
It's a bigger deal.
Now, two things I want to add that we have played for our campaign, because it's not clearly explained in the rules, but I want to mention it now, is one is that when you get your experience, so Ash, for example, got 8. Yep. He can spend up to half of that on an individual. So you can't spend all 8 on one guy. You can basically do like 4-1-1-1 or 4-2 or whatever. Some combination thereof. But basically, we think that you should be able to store that EXP.
You can't spend it otherwise.
Because otherwise you're going to end up with weird numbers that you can't spend.
And there's nowhere to get the overflow.
And there's also no way to buy like the later and higher tier skills.
Yeah.
So basically the idea would be you can spend up to half plus what you have banked.
Yeah.
So you can bank stuff up to buy better gear for your guys. And then the other side is that when guys die and they lose all their gear, you can use your bank stuff to try and buy them gear to get them back up.
Back to where they were. So.
But it does involve having to save experience and blah, blah, blah. And then the only way you lose all of that is if your whole party gets wiped. Because obviously there's no one left to
the experience bank just goes to zero.
Yep. But that is the game. So thanks for watching, everybody. This is Rogue Stars, and stay tuned for more battle reports of this, because I rather like it. The one thing I didn't talk about too much is the character creation. Yeah. Now, the models I'm using are clearly Infinity models, and I based the rules for them off of the models that I had available.
It's the easiest way to make a character. Like, if you're going to try this from scratch, you can get lost in it all, but I think Owen did it right, where he just picked models he liked, and then just built them with the rules.
Yeah, because there's I think 11 pages of special traits, and then two more pages of weapons and armor. Yeah. So you have, like, 60, 70 different options right off the break that you'd have to get some level of understanding. Now, you are limited in some sense by which team you pick, but that doesn't really take away from it, because then you only have, like, 25 to pick from? So there's a lot to look at. So what I recommend, pick models you like, make the rules fit them. Because there's rules for basically everything. Multiple limbs, robots, animals, plants, people.
Mineral people.
Knights in shining armor. There's primitive weapons and primitive armor. Like, you can play whatever you like.
Medieval game. We were actually talking about that when we did the Let's Play for my channel, was you could just use knights and wizards and have all the guns be spells, and like, you could just literally do that.
You could use psionics.
Yep.
Because psionics totally work as spells.
And then laser guns for fireballs and like all that stuff. Like, you can almost play anything with this. It would make a fantastic Borderlands campaign, because you all just get cloned back when you die. Yeah. It would make a fantastic Star Wars campaign. Yeah. Because you could just literally make Jedi.
Yeah, you can make your Jedis, you can make your little stormtroopers and regular troops. Now, that was the other thing, is that we do want to make up generic profiles. So, like, I'm going to make a bunch, and you'll probably contribute to just, like, generic trooper.
Grunt A, Grunt B, Grunt C.
And then that's like that kind of person. So you can add stuff like neutrals, which do show up. There's rules for like clawed monsters that appear, and
random civilians are in the combat zone.
Like, all kinds of
all
stuff.
The complications and
there's some already in there as well. Actually, they have like their own stats built in.
Yeah, they're just built in. They have, like, I think this is the Clawed Fiend shows up, and he just has a bunch of like traits innately.
He's like fast and agile.
Yeah, fast,
and
huge, agile claws or something like that.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the thing with this game, is when you start playing it, you're probably going to want to determine the mission, the complications and the
potential environment
beforehand, because you can get tons of stuff you're going to want to model for, you know what I mean? So if you're not like us and you don't have like this extensive collection of scenery where you can kind of just do anything, I think call up your buddy the week before, and you guys figure out what you're going to be playing, because it'll be way easier to do. If
or just like at the beginning of the night, you roll all of the terrain at the beginning,
and then set it up,
afterwards.
Be the same. You just have the mission change. Even you're right. Yeah, you can just have the mission.
This is the region we're playing in today, and we're going to just
the complication of mission could flip. And that's it.
So, for example, if you own, let's say, 40k terrain, so terrain like this with forests and stuff, you could simply just agree that you're going to play on this type of world, and then only keep changing the missions and complications instead of changing other stuff.
And the complications are awesome. Like, we could just have 2 characters in love.
Yeah.
Like, not the bots, unfortunately. I can't randomly fall in love with a tiny super robot.
Artificials don't love.
But Isaac could just have feelings for the chief.
Contrary to what her would tell you, you can't fall in love with robots.
No, you can't. It's true.
Yeah, so there's quite a few. There's like gladiator arenas and like
all kinds of neat stuff.
All sorts. So stay tuned for more. This game was actually fairly quick, which I think they will be going forward.
Probably, because now we figured out that you don't just slobber knock her to the death.
Yeah. To give you an idea, though, another example of character creation, this is what I thought of at the end of your video, was you go insectoid,
Yeah.
6 legs, because you
Yep.
can buy 2 pairs of extra legs.
Fast.
Fast level 3, so you get +5 to your movement.
There you go.
And then you buy an extra pair of arms, and then you get ambidextrous and buy 2 two-handed weapons.
So you have 2 assault rifles.
Your 2 assault rifles, and you run 11. And you're just like, yep, I run 11 this way, and then I spray you with my ambidextrous machine gun.
But you can't use them melee, though, because they're not one-handed. You have to rifle button. That would be the downside.
You'd have to just move backwards all the time.
The downside would be he'd be a turret, because he wouldn't be able to
he could run 9 and just constantly be leaving people behind. Or sprint 11. Sprinting basically means he can't turn when he runs.
And what's funny is you don't get Weapon Master or Martial Arts when you're carrying a double-handed weapon. You only get to use the improvised attack.
Yeah.
So there's no way to ever get a bonus.
Don't get caught if you're using a dual-handed
You're
weapon.
a turret. You're a buggy turret.
Yeah, spider turret.
You just use your drones from Infinity.
Well, that was it. I was looking at the drone tac bots and battle bots and all of the different versions of them. Our little 4-legged fight bots.
You basically just built the total reaction buff from
Infinity. And you give him like advanced reactions, which gets +2 on reaction rolls. And then he's like, okay, all I do is sit here and wait until you mess up, and I shoot you twice. Or shoot you
4 times.
4 times with my automatic laser. Anyway, again, there's so many things that you can look at.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for more games of Rogue Stars.